What have you learned from the quarantine, from spending so much time to yourself? I kind of want to go back to that we had mentioned earlier in our conversation when you said that you have gained a different perspective.
You know, it's funny because a lot of people say that you have so much free time. You know, the world's on pause. This means we have, you know, abilities to do things. Yes and no. We do have a little bit of extra time now, but also there is that a bit of uncertainty that I think is, you know, plaguing a lot of people in this. You know, when will things allow us to do what we were meant to do, especially, you know, being able to do like live performances. So I'm always thinking about that. At the same time, it's allowing me to slow down a bit and just realize that, hey, you don't always have to be on full throttle. There are days where you can take back, be a little lazy, just enjoy a little bit more and not have to always worry about reaching a deadline.
Yeah.
Then just in general, it's made me realize how important communication is. I was actually telling a friend this last night, like, you know, we all have smartphones with keyboards, yet we don't use full sentences when we communicate at times. Like, you know, people, you write a paragraph to somebody, now you have an emoji to respond as answer. Because people are craving each other's company. You know, we're doing all these video chats. People are learning to communicate again. And it's definitely made it a point. I mean, I've always been that type of person that I love effective communication and, you know, dialogue has always been important to me. I think now this experience sort of solidifies how important it is that when we communicate, really go the extra mile just to, you know, make sure other people are feeling okay, to reassure them, thinking about them, if, you know, because apart from the fact that, you know, people's careers may be on hold right now, but there's also mental health things that people keep talking about, which I'm a huge advocate for. It's, you know, this whole idea of being sheltered all day.
Yeah.
It can mess with you. And going forward, things sort of kind of hopefully calm down soon, that, you know, we keep all these things that we learned in mind. Communication is important, mental health is important, and just this idea that, you know, we don't take things for granted. For example, as a performer, yeah, I might have to do a performance that, you know, is going to make me tired or I'm going to be angry by the end of or something, but it would still make me appreciate every performance that I do, because especially with that opera one, when we were having 3-hour rehearsals every day leading up until the concerts, we were playing 3 concerts in a row, we were all tired, but it made me realize that, oh, I'm so glad I got to be part of something like that, because that was my last concert. And it's just going to make me appreciate doing what I do so much more beautifully, with so much more intention. And just the idea that you don't know what tomorrow might bring. Enjoy today and think about what tomorrow is going to bring, but definitely enjoy today.
I think that's very well said. And I think just from having communicated with you briefly here and there and having met you in person, I think you're a great communicator. So
Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely. I wanted to also mention that I'm enjoying watching your videos and content that you've been putting out during this, right? And I've noticed that, you know, you have days when it wasn't that great or not. It's kind of cool to see you show your vulnerability, and also you're so honest about it. And I also love the fact that you can dance.
Yeah,
I have to say, I'm really impressed.
Yeah, definitely kind of going back to an old love that I now have time to do.
That's great. Good exercise too.
Oh,
and it
absolutely
keeps your spirits up for sure. It's very uplifting.
Very much so. You know, with dance, like it's a cardio feature for sure, but like, you know, it's something that I enjoyed doing in undergrad, and when I took on music full force, I couldn't do it as much. So that's why it's nice that I can, you know, just do it on my own recreationally for fun. And then similarly with the idea of being vulnerable, especially if you have a social media presence, like, you know, people expect that creatives are supposed to have an on switch all the time.
That's not true.
And it's not true. There are days where, you know, I don't feel like playing my viola. There are days I kind of need to distance myself from this medium and, you know, focus on something else. And I think that this time period right now is also allowing artists to feel that they don't have to be on an on switch on camera all the time. That there are days where we can, you know, show that, hey, we're human just like everybody else. We have feelings, we have emotions. They're not always tied to the instrument. There's other things too. There's many layers to us. Now, I will say that if, you know, somebody were to meet me in this time or like, and address me for something, of course, I'm going to give them my 100% attention. But when we have this time to ourselves, we can reflect a bit. I think it's important to realize that we can chill a little bit. We don't have to, be the spotlight musician all the time, which may be an unwritten rule in our job description. Yeah, I can kind of show that side of me, that this more human side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. It's great. It's very relatable, and I definitely admire you for doing that.
Thank you.
And
that really means a lot. Thank you so much.